evaluating the quarterback position, and of the veterans that are out there, Deshaun Watson is really the only one that we know for sure wants to change a team. We're still waiting to hear from Aaron Rodgers, and we're still waiting to hear from Russell Wilson. But that being said, with his ongoing legal situation going on, is it enough just to have clarity, or do you need an actual resolution, or just maybe even having transparency from that legal team being enough, at least with that component with Deshaun?
Well, I think in certain situations, circumstances, clarity and some sort of resolution is probably best for all these things, because again, we don't know who's available, and we don't know what the circumstances are. So as we go forward, having answers most certainly makes things a lot easier.
Seeing is the elite quarterbacks who are leading these teams to championships, who are at least playing at an elite level. And that's really important. So we're looking right now and trying to upgrade that position. Taylor Heineke's been outstanding. Great appreciation for him, really one of the hardest working guys that we have, a great leader, great teammate. But our starting quarterback played 16 plays last year. Taylor was our backup, played the rest of last season. So we really appreciate the effort that he put in, but we feel the need to upgrade there.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio with the latest on the Ramblin' with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Today is Monday, March 7th, and we are now 7 days away from the NFL free agency tampering period, meaning we're 1 week away from the new league year. I know we miss football. I miss the hell out of it. Sundays don't feel the same without it. But the NFL always keeps headlines buzzing, and especially this franchise. We're a week away from getting back to the shits already. And coming off a weekend where Friday, it was reported that big swing that Washington was prepared to make, we have now started putting actions to our words. Russell Wilson, don't be discouraged by us not acquiring Russell Wilson, because in business, you never unload your clip on your first offer. Also, you should not accept your first offer. What that does is sets the parameters of a deal. It gives you a benchmark. It gives you an offer to float out league-wide. This is what this team was willing to put out there first. So I wouldn't close the door on that. But today we're not talking about Russell Wilson, baby. We're talking about the provocative, the polarizing Deshaun Watson out of Houston. The story that never ends, because we're now over a year into this Deshaun Watson investigation, allegation. Will he be moved from the Texans story? And Washington has been directly linked to Houston. We've been waiting for it. It's finally happened. Aaron Wilson of Pro Football Network, he said the Panthers and the Commanders are the two teams with the heaviest interest in Deshaun Watson, which is not a surprise to me, because like Mike Florio, Dan Graziano, and John Keim have told you over the last few days, Washington is obsessed, one more time, obsessed with upgrading the quarterback position in a major way. So all the Teddy Bridgewater, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky, all of that conversation, we should put that to the side for now, because this team wants a big fish. And it's not just about star chasing, like the Vinny Serrato days of the early 2000s. Oh, let's get any star in here, no matter what age or how good they actually are at this. But that's not that. They know a great quarterback could immediately change the trajectory of this football team. Like with Deshaun Watson going into his age 26/27 season, I'm looking at this from a football aspect. We are immediately favorites to win the NFC East, especially with everything going on in Dallas. You love to see it. That roster, they're going through a mess right now. Dudes declining pay cuts. Amari Cooper, their number one receiver, is about to be on the outs. Gallup coming off an ACL tear is probably their priority at receiver right now. And, that Ezekiel Elliott contract, is already looking like it's ruining things. Don't pay running backs, guys. Never pay running backs in the NFL. Dakota Rain Prescott, he's already restructuring his contract that he signed last summer. You love to see it. You love to see Dallas going through shit. I watched that shit like that meme where dudes say, I went to my friends. I went to my biggest hater's funeral just to make sure that motherfucker's dead. That's us right now watching the Cowboys struggle. But let's get back to us. We're talking about another team in Texas. We're talking about H-Town. Seattle, y'all don't want our compensation. Houston needs it. Houston needs it because they gotta unload Watson. And I'm looking at 3 important dates coming up. March 11th, Deshaun Watson is going to start to be deposed over a 48-hour period. He's going to be doing his depositions for the civil cases, but the civil cases aren't going to make or break the transaction, because the way I feel, Washington has to already, if they're really interested in Watson, they have to already be engaged in negotiations for Deshaun Watson. And what I imagine any team that gets a deal done with Carolina prior to the league year, I imagine they set the parameters of a deal. They get all the compensation laid out, and it's pending on waiting the stipulations of his criminal lawsuit, because the criminal cases, once that's cleared, which Deshaun's attorney expects to have closure on by April 1st, another date to look out for, he's fair game. So I imagine you put the deal in place right now. You put the deal in place, you get the compensation ready, and if once the criminal goes away, it's all easy money from there, because the civil depositions are probably and most likely going to resolve in a bunch of settlements and non-disclosure agreements. And I'm not here to pretend like I'm part of a grand jury or I get to smack the gavel, because I don't know the truth of the situation. Deshaun Watson could be a nasty boy, a sicko. He also could be very innocent, and these women can be lying. There's 2 sides. Actually, there's 3 sides to it. It's their side, his side, and the truth. And we're never going to figure that out. And for those who are reluctant to pursue Deshaun Watson because of the backlash or the public perception, I can promise you 2 things. This team will always have backlash and a very blurred up perception as long as Danny the Dweeb is sitting on top of the organization. 2, no matter if Deshaun Watson was to be cleared 100% from every allegation in the court of public opinion, there will always be detractors, people who doubt his sincerity, his character, and his morality. That's always going to be a thing. If you're going to swing, you got to swing big. And as we currently sit, Deshaun Watson is a 26-year-old elite quarterback who's actually available. The Seahawks haven't shown the willingness to part with Russell Wilson yet. The Packers haven't shown the willingness to part with Aaron Rodgers. And it looks like he's about to get a league-altering deal for like $50 million a year, some crazy shit like that. And you got Kyler over there in Arizona talking about pay me $70-80 million. I don't know what dude is on, but he's probably leveraging that team because he knows he can just go hop over to Major League Baseball, and the Oakland Athletics are waiting for him if he ever decides to throw the deuces up to that franchise. But Deshaun Watson is available. He is available. We can't keep looking at all of our failures from the past and saying, oh, this is just the Daniel move from the early 2000s. No, we were out here signing guys off name alone, off face value, guys who weren't even good anymore, just throwing the bag at everybody, making Adam Archuleta the highest paid safety in the league, freaking Trung Kennedy. Like, we were just throwing the bag at anybody. We gave a fucking nose tackle $100 million, and he came here just to be fat, just to lay on the field and be fat with his soft, slobby, corny ass. Albert Hainsworth. I don't even want to talk about that right now. I'm in a positive mindset because even if we don't actually acquire one of these quarterbacks, it's beautiful to see that the front office and Ron Rivera, they realize the significance of adding a quarterback of this magnitude. It's not just a fan fodder, fan fiction thing. We need a quarterback of a certain stature. Mayhew has told you plenty of times. Ron Rivera has told you plenty of times. We appreciate Taylor Heineke. We appreciate him for holding down the fort. We appreciate all your efforts, and we appreciate everything you did in a limited capacity. But I ain't going to hold you. We need to upgrade. And they've told you that. It's not just me. It's the team. The team. And if we acquired Deshaun Watson, best believe that number 4 is getting snatched right up off his chest before the trade gets finalized. Danny Boy was going to have a jersey shipped to Deshaun Watson's house. But I'm not saying we're getting Deshaun Watson, but I will say we have a great chance of getting him, and there is a very good chance he's going to get all of this criminal shit situated by the time we hit April. Another date to look out for, March 22nd. If the Texans don't have Deshaun Watson moved by March 22nd, they owe him his full salary of $37 million. $37 million. Are you going to allocate that significant amount of your team's spending during the first week of free agency on a player that's not going to take the field for your team? Everything points to Deshaun Watson being moved in the next couple weeks. And somebody is going to have the gall to step out there and say, we did enough due diligence. Like they said, Philadelphia had a private investigator out there monitoring the Deshaun Watson situation. I imagine we've done some of the same because we don't want to get burned like Darius Geis. And we don't want to find out some things that we're going to figure out after the fact. Somebody has to step out there and put some compensation on the table. Somebody has to say, look, like the Dolphins did at the deadline. The Dolphins and Texans had a done deal at the trade deadline of last season, pending Watson settling out with all 22 of the accusers. 18 settled, 4 didn't. They wanted some more money. Ultimately, Deshaun's going to have to pay that money and make this shit go away once the criminal allegations are finished. But somebody has to do it. Ron has to step up and say, here, what is the compensation you seek? This is the compensation we are comfortable with giving to you, and we need to find a good middle ground. Get a deal done. Get a deal solidified. Handshake on it. Verbal agreement. Asterisk. Pending criminal charges being dropped. And be done with this shit. Seahawks don't want to play ball with us. Rodgers is unavailable, and I'm not sure I would even fuck with Kyler Murray's situation in Arizona. Like, there's either one or two routes. It's either go get a superstar or go get a rookie. Because ain't no promise in getting one of these middling-ass dudes. I hear what y'all saying about Mitch Trubisky. He could be our Tannehill. Let me tell you something about Ryan Tannehill. He's the only thing holding the Titans back from winning a goddamn Super Bowl. That roster's built to win now. He's not a great quarterback. There's a cap to his, there's a cap to his competence, you know? He can't take that team over the top. I don't want that for us. I want a promising young rookie or a superstar quarterback, and it's clear Ron and company want the same thing. I've never seen a team this vocal about letting the world know we need a quarterback, we need a quarterback, we need a quarterback. Every microphone, every single talking head knows it. We've called the whole league. We're checking in on everybody. We're checking in on the unavailable. We want a freaking bona fide superstar quarterback. Deshaun Watson's last year in Houston, that team was terrible. Worst team in the NFL. Led the league in so many passing categories. J.J. Watt apologized to that man at the end of the season. Say, I'm sorry for wasting this greatness, bro. Last time you seen him in the postseason, you seen him out-dueling Josh Allen and going toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. We would have a dude, a top 5 dude who gives us a chance year out, and you could book for the next decade. As long as that man is standing upright, we have a chance. I might shed tears on a live stream. I might do a live stream just crying and just inviting other fans to come in and cry tears of glory with me if we get a quarterback of this magnitude. So monitor this situation very closely. March 11th for the depositions of his civil cases. The league year starting on the 14th. Lovie Smith saying they would love to get a deal done by the 16th, and his salary being fully guaranteed on March 22nd. These are important dates. And April 1st is the date Deshaun Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, very esteemed, very high caliber, top-notch attorney, by the way. Check out the Skaggs case if you think I'm bullshitting. He gets shit done. Deshaun Watson to DC. Just dream of it right now. If we could, like, we have the one coach that could easily sell and smooth out the process of the backlash that would come in it, because Ron is such a respectable dude, and Ron is not taking a chance on a guy that he knows is a fucking bad person and an idiot. Culture. If we make the trade, they did their homework and trust the process. Bring him the fuck here to DC. Let's get these Washington Commander W's on everybody's vehicle, and let's get us a quarterback, and let's contend for the next decade. That's all I got for right now. Fan Ambassador Rio checking out. Salute and hail to the Washington Commanders, baby. Deuces.